Alrighty, hey gang, I thought that we got a new patch now. We could go ahead and jump through it, kind of go through the new stuff that's out, and of course the Apollo sale, everything like that. So if that sounds good, let's get on into it. Kind of getting Alien Earth vibes here with those containers. I specifically have not spoiled myself with the ASD science facility, which is the wing that they are opening up in this patch. So all of this will be new to me, but I mean, is it just me or some of those things look like the critters that we've seen in Alien Earth? Anyways, they've got the, actually, let's just go ahead and play the trailer.
Any chance you're nearby?
Location received. On my way. Just another day in paradise.
That bed looks so uncomfortable.
Oh my god, help me! I don't want to die!
If you can hear me, I'm coming. Where are you? Stay down. Let me look. What? This can't be. What have they done?
So yeah, I'm thinking my guess that it's going to be Van Duel boss at the end of that might be a thing. It also looks like they might have like Van Duel human hybrids running around, so that's something. It looks like it's going to be a wild time. If you want to drop in tonight, we're going to be doing Friday Fly Day, and we're going to go through that loop. Some of us are very familiar with the ASD facility, having run through it several times for this special armor that they released. So, yeah, no idea what the further reaches will have or what kind of puzzles they'll have, but pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. It's going to wrap up, in theory, the regeneration storyline. I think there will be more to come. Obviously, that's the end. Vandal Blade? Whatever their little scout fighter is, and it has an open container down there, and we've been speculating about that since it dropped in there. But yeah, I think this is kind of what sparks off the conflict that's going on in Nyx, which is the Vandal are raiding Nyx because they're upset about a group in Nyx supplying Vandal bodies to ASD for this kind of experimentation. So I've said this before, but I think that storyline will continue going in that fashion. So yeah, so we're gonna go on in there, Project Hyperion, Virtue into Darkness. You can, and then we kind of come down and we get into what they're doing. So they're talking about the Apollo here, and they're talking about the different medical gameplay suits. This suit right here, we'll get to that in a second here. obviously the Apollo dropped, the Elysium patch, $25. Yeah, I mean, just $25 is a lot of money for just a reskin of an existing armor, and I feel really sorry for the kind of idiot that would buy that kind of thing. Anyways, this is what the new armor looks like, so let's go ahead and have a look. Fresnel is not joking around. Look at that thing. But yeah, let's roll around this guy. Looks pretty good with the knife on there. Normally wouldn't go for blue and gold, but in this case I'll make an exception. That's pretty slick looking. That's pretty intimidating. I don't like it as much as the concierge one with the lion and stuff on it, but not bad. Not bad, CIG. What do you get for it? You get this nifty little skin for the cutlass. You get this sort of reskin of the Artemex armor, medium Artemex armor, and the Fresnel, which I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's how it's spelled. Light machine gun from Volt, where it becomes more accurate if you're crouched or prone, which is apparently going to be a thing that they implement for all LMGs eventually, but this time it's just the Fresnel, I believe. As it heats up, it fires slower but more powerfully. I don't know what that means, so we will find out tonight if you want to drop in on that stream. So, as for ships that are dropping, obviously this is the medical patch that we thought was going to be dropping like a year or so ago. $290 for the Apollo medevac. $260 for the triage. The difference on the medevac won't be obvious until they implement armor. It has more armor than the triage, and it comes with, I think, 8 extra missiles. So a lot more armor, mildly more combat capable. For a medical ship, you better be keeping your medical ship safe in the fleet regardless. Then, of course, they got the C8R, which is the medical Pisces. They've got the Cuddy Red, medical Terrapin, the Nursa. So yeah, the big one is that Apollo medevac. So let's go ahead and jump in there. So, I mean, yeah, this is a ship that's kind of been on the back burner for a little while. Now they've got it in game. Might even get Sinister in the game, who is a medical player that has probably not played the game, I think, since 4.0 dropped. So this will be a little bit of a shock for him. I think we did a walkthrough on this, but anyway, it comes with 3 different modules. If you buy any of the ships, you get all the modules, and they originally sold this thing. You had to buy it with specific modules, kind of like the Retaliator. And they kind of reneged on that, and they said if you buy the Apollo, you get all the modules. So you get each module, so it has a module on either side of the ship. So multiply this by 2 if you want to install 2 of those. Tier 3, you get 3 tier 3 med beds. Again, tier 3 is the lowest medical grade. Tier 2, you get 2 medical beds. Tier 1, you get 1 medical bed. So a lot of people are thinking maybe a tier 3 and a tier 1 covers all of your bases. But I don't know. We'll see. People will be gamifying that for a while. So they've got the design brief. If you want to know anything about medical gameplay, hopefully Sinister is studying that. This is the kind of thing that you would want to put the Apollo in. Like, put it next to your Polaris. Don't make it your Polaris. Moving on down, so we got all the different flags, or different skins. So we've got the red is the triage, and you can only get the red for the triage. The white is the medevac. You can only get that for the medevac. So you can't have a red skin on the medevac as of now, and you can't have the white skin on the triage as of now. I'm not sure if you own both of them, if you can swap them. Delphi kind of has like a Hurston vibe to it. Lifeline, this is very much, for whatever reason, I think of that as European medical colors. What is it? Trauma Team from Cyberpunk. Shockwave, again, just kind of like the steel gray, orange Not a whole lot of variance here. The dark blue and the black doesn't really scream medical to me, but there you go. So size-wise, it is about the same length as a Connie, I believe, but it's obviously a lot wider. So it's a very fat ship. Not shaming, just saying. So your options: new money, 250 for the triage, and I believe 260, yeah, 260 for the medevac. No, medevac's down here. Medevac is 275. So a little bit of a difference there. Again, you're paying an extra $25 for armor, which isn't in yet, and 8 missiles. So is that worth it? I don't know. You'll have to decide. If you're thinking you'll be in a lot of combat and this is the ship that you want, it is a very specific ship. It's like buying a vulture and then complaining that you can't win races in it. This is a specialized ship, so keep that in mind when you're buying it. But 250 for the triage, 275 for the medevac. With this pack, it comes with the, come on around, the armor. Does not come with a gun, does come with a medical gun. But the suit itself looks pretty cool. It's kind of a different Morozkov, has a little bit more armor to it. You can buy that solo, where? Right down here. So yeah, it's this medical career heavy. Basically just some Morozkov. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. The other one we've actually seen before. You know, that's not much of a zoom, is it? Cool. But anyway, yeah, you can see it's Morozkov, but it's kind of got different armor. It's got more armor plating on the right-hand side. Obviously the white and black, it's kind of got more armoring on the left legs and stuff like that. Kind of a cool suit, very cool suit. I'm not gonna lie. I did pick up one of those just because I like the Morozkov armor. And I believe that is the only one. So yeah, they've got the light, the medium, and the heavy. Let's see, all of the paints are here. Obviously, you got the concierge ones where you can get this dark blue one. Otherwise, you can get all the others over here if you don't have concierge. So 275 is a little steep, but not awful. You can upgrade. So again, if you're not buying it now for new money, the end price will be, if you buy it like next year, it's going to be 260 and 290, so almost $300 for the specialized medevac. So just bear that in mind. Will it go up by IAE? I don't know. I doubt it, since it's only, man, like 15 days away, I think, right about now. But there you go. And of course, you can CCU up to it. And they've got a Q&A here. Again, you got kind of, they're really selling that Morozkov armor, and they should, because it's very cool looking. Does the Apollo come with med bay modules by default? Yes, it does now. What advantage does equipping a tier 2 or tier 3 med bed module compared to other tiers? So obviously with the tier 1, you can heal better or more severe injuries and resurrect people more often. With the tier 3, you can bring more people back. So it's a volume versus quality. Following the recent changes to medical gameplay, spawn range, and cost, how will the Apollo function if I equip 2 med bed modules of different tiers? This is actually the best question of the lot. Cost is dependent on the bed, not the ship. In future iterations of medical gameplay, players will be able to select the bed and location before respawning, allowing more choice, which doesn't really answer the question, because with a tier 3 med bed, now you basically have to be almost right next to where you're respawning. So if you've got a Nursa, which has a tier 3 med bed, it's got to be right next to the bunker, and then it'll be in respawn range. A tier 2 is kind of within the same planetary system. So if you were at a bunker on, say, Ariel, and you had a tier 2 bed over around Hurston, you could spawn there. Tier 1 is anywhere in the system. So if you got, if you got ganked on Hurston and your ship with the tier 1 bed was out near Crusader, you could still respawn on it. But that doesn't really answer the question of, if I've got a bunch of tier 3 beds and a tier 1 bed, how am I going to be limited? I think what it is that you can choose to respawn on the Apollo's tier 1 bed if the tier 3s aren't in range. But you're still going to be limited. Like if there's a person laid out on the table, obviously not going to be able to respawn there. And I think the future of medical gameplay is right here. I think you're going to have people that are injured and a person will be able to work the screen and work a mini game, both working on the clone that's coming back, but also working on the person on the bed, utilizing a mini game. And I so hope it's like Operation, where you got to go in with the little tweezers and pull out the organs. What are the reasons for the increase in size? Obviously metrics. This is an older design. With the Apollo's size having increased considerably, how is this reflected in handling, weaponry, and component loadout? Well, they upgunned it mildly. I think these were originally size 2s. I think they're size 3s or size 4s now. They might have been size 3s. I know they're size 4s now. And then it's got a couple size 3s up top. But obviously, bigger ship, it's going to move slower. Are the Apollo paints compatible between the Triage and Medevac versions? Yes. So you actually can, if you got both of these, you can swap the red and the white. The wee-woo lights, yes, you get the wee-woo lights. They've been very proud of that. Does the Apollo provide dedicated storage for medical tools? I mean, yeah, it has a cargo grid. So again, I kind of wish that they'd wait for the community questions about these rather than writing their own. I mean, sometimes they ask good questions, but other times they're all like, is this ship the coolest ship ever? Or just a cool ship? And it's kind of like, yeah, that doesn't really answer anything. But anyway, gang, that's the new patch. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you have not already. And we are going to do Friday Fly Day with the Carnival later tonight and run through the new adventure here. Wait, not there. There. Virtue's Descent. No turning back. We'll see if that's the case. Looks like a cool little thing. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Should be a good time. Check it out. Catch me next time.